Piano roll is where you will draw out your musical ideas, such as sounds or drum patterns. To use the piano roll, we need to create a MIDI clip in the arrangement. Let's create it. So create empty MIDI region here. I will resize it. And I will double click that. So I will get up the piano roll here. Now, let's say that we have a sound here and we want to create some chords. So there we have a C chord. So as you can see, I'm working with my command key. So every time I want to write something, I just hold the command key and I will get the pen tool here. So as soon as I release the command key, I will get my regular mouse here. I have the pointer tool, so I can just edit them however I want. If I want to write out something, I can just hold the pen here, or I can also just drag out the length as I'm typing in the different notes here. So I can resize the notes by going to the end or the beginning of each note here, like that. I can also split the note like that. So I can choose whatever tool I want to have as my command tool, or command click tool as they call it. I call it the second tool. So you can also choose, instead of having the pointer tool all the time, you can just have, let's say that you want to have the eraser tool. So every time I have the mouse on here, I'm just deleting stuff and then I'm writing. So let's say I'm writing off stuff here, then I just have the eraser tool instead here. But I prefer the pointer tool as the first tool and then the pencil tool as my command click tool. So I can change the position of the notes by just basically clicking on them and dragging them. I can also change position of the notes itself. So I just hold Option key and then I can go up or down. I can also go a whole octave down or up if I'm holding Option and Shift and then going with the keys or the arrows. I can also choose whatever note I want by just going with the arrows basically, and then holding on in Option when I want to define the note of that position. I can also create notes in the piano roll by playing them out on a MIDI keyboards physically. So let's try that. I'm going to delete the MIDI clip here. And that was just a window of asking me if I wanted to delete the automation data, and I don't want it. And it's because of the part that we did before, that we have had all of the automation data. and I just wanted to get rid of that. You can also have it being there, so you just ignore that window. So I'm going to play around with the musical typing, so it's going to be my computer's keyboard. So let's record something here. Very good. So now you can see all of the keys that we have here that I played out. So as you can see, they are not like perfectly in sync. You can see that it's a bit out of sync, and there it should be there. So you can just quantize all of your notes. So if you're holding Command and pressing A, you will select all of these notes here, and then you can press Q, and that will quantize them. So they will be set in sync, all of your notes. You can also choose velocity of the notes, and because I played with my computer's keyboard, I have a set velocity of 98, so you will see the velocity based on the colors of each of the notes here. So let's say that we have a huge velocity on this one, that will get red, and that will get blue if you have less velocity there, and so on, like that. So you can also set velocity on all of the notes, but since we have the lowest velocity of these notes in 33, I have to go up with them, and now I can go to 68 for all of the notes. There are also some different functions in the piano roll that you can use. MIDI transform, so let's say you want to transform all of these to a fixed velocity. You can go here and you can press 128 or 127, which is the highest velocity. Select and operate. Now all of our notes here are in the same fixed velocity. There are also some different MIDI transform stuff here you can play around with. These are very good to have. Logic is pretty unique with this kind of things in the MIDI section. So you can humanize, for instance, like that. So these notes will be played with slightly different velocities now, so just so they can be more like a human would play that, you know. So yeah, there are a lot of different MIDI functions that you can play around with here.